Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how you can animate a Google Classroom header with your Bitmoji. So there's two ways you can do this on PowerPoint and also on Google Slides. So I'm going to take the time today to show you both, just in case you don't have access to Google Slides or if you don't have access to PowerPoint. I'm going to show you how to do this on Google Slides first because that's the longer process, and then I'll show you how to complete this on PowerPoint second because that moves a lot faster because you can automatically change the file into a GIF, whereas when you are using Google Slides, you can't do that automatically. All right, guys, so to get started, I'm gonna create a blank Google slideshow. So this is my blank slideshow. And then before I even add my Bitmoji, I want to make sure that the dimensions of my Google slideshow match the dimensions of a Google Classroom header. So I'm going to go into File and Page Setup. I'm going to want to hit Custom. And now I'm going to want to use pixels for this. And so I want it to be 1000 by 250. And then I'll click Apply. And that's already going to make this wide, like a Google Classroom header. So now I'm just going to very simply add one of my Bitmojis. Now, I don't want my Bitmoji to have any words next to it. Like a lot of them, as you'll scroll through, will have words. And so I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to type the word pose. And this is going to show me images of my Bitmoji without other additional graphics next to it. So I'm going to start with this wave and I'm just going to drag this into the presentation here. And so I'll just line up this toward the front of the slide so that because what I'm going to do is have my Bitmoji move all the way across the screen. So when I like this, I'm going to immediately duplicate this. So I'm just clicking this slide and hitting Control D just to duplicate the slide. And then I'll add in my next Bitmoji image. So I think I'm going to add this one of it running. I'll drag that in. Now I want to line it up so it's not overlapping this picture, but it's not, but it's also far enough away from it that it will, when it moves through, like it won't look like it's in the same spot, like it's actually moving across the screen. And I'll delete the old image. I'll hit duplicate again. I think now I'm going to add the one jumping in the air. Yep. And I'll hit duplicate again. And you can get really original with this. I didn't change the background image of this Google slideshow, but you could change the background image. For example, if you wanted to have your Bitmoji classroom be what your Bitmoji moves from, that's definitely something that you could include so that like it's not this white background here. It could literally look like your classroom, which is a way to personalize this. But just for the sake of time and simplicity, I am going to add my Bitmoji this way, and I'll finish with myself in some sunglasses. So now here is where we need to animate. And unfortunately, we cannot download as a GIF. That's not an option on Google Slides. So what we're going to need to do is add an add-on. So you're going to click add-ons and you're going to need Creator Studio. Now, if you don't already have Creator Studio, you can just click Get Add-ons. And then all of these different options will come up from Google on what you can add to Google Slides. Just going to give that a minute to load. Search apps, and again, it's called Creator Studio. It looks like this. So you're just going to want to make sure that you click install and you allow this to have permission to work in your Google Slides. So once you have added Creator Studio, you're going to scroll over and then click Create a GIF. So once Creator Studio opens on the side here, the first thing you're going to want to do is change your output pixels to 800. This is going to make sure that your picture will load large enough that it will upload in Google Classroom. And then I'm going to keep the intervals as 2 seconds in between each of the slides, just so you can see how slow or quick that moves. And then in your opinion, you can decide if you think that this should be faster, and you can change the speed of your GIF if you'd like. Then before you export this, you want to make sure it's under animated GIF. Click go. Once it says render completed, that means it's made your GIF. So I'm going to head into my Google Drive to find that GIF. Creator Studio will have already made a folder in my Google Drive that says Creator Studio, and that's where I will be able to find the GIF. So I'll find that folder that says Creator Studio and open that up. Maybe if my internet wants to work. And then it should be this top one here, so I can click it and open it up just to see if it works. All right, so then if you see, it will move through each of the Bitmojis that I added, animating this to look like a GIF. So now if I want to add this to my Google Classroom, I'm going to want to download this file to my computer. That's how I'm going to be able to upload it. And I'll head to Classroom. And I'll open up my Google Classroom and just click Upload Photo. And I'll find that animated header. And it will show up in here and it will move through. So that's how you do it. Now, as I mentioned before, this Google Classroom will darken your header. So that's something for you to keep in mind when you're choosing your colors of your backgrounds and things like that. Now, that's how you do it on Google Slides. You can also complete this in PowerPoint, and I'm just going to very quickly show you that by just downloading this Google slideshow as a PowerPoint. So once I open up the PowerPoint, what's nice about using PowerPoint is that if you wanted to add any fonts that you might have purchased from the internet or things like that, PowerPoint allows you to use those fonts, whereas in Google you can't. So you have more of an option here in PowerPoint. Now, when you have all of the pictures and backgrounds and things that you want loaded, what you can do is click File and Save As. And one of the options in here in PowerPoint is to automatically save it as an animated GIF format. So I can save it as a GIF, and it's going to open up just the same way as the ones that we had before. So if I go into my files and I open this up, it will move just like it was before, and I can just upload that picture simply the same way that I uploaded the Google Docs version. So that's how you make an animated GIF for your Google Classroom using your Bitmoji.